Riders, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James, and today we're going to be doing an overview, unboxing, and just show you how we put together the new Heng KV-2. This is the Russian heavy artillery version of the KV-1, introduced around the early 40s, World War II, and obviously just an awesome tank. And this is one of the newer ones to the Heng lineup, and obviously newer to our website. Link is going to be in the description down below. Now, as with all Heng tanks, they come ready to run. The only thing you will need are going to be 6 AA batteries, and that's the power of the transmitter. We'll get to that in a little bit. But as you can see, when you pull it out of the box, this one I took out during one of our live shows, which we do a couple Fridays throughout the year. I unboxed it here, so it's all wrapped up. When you take the tank out, it basically comes out of the box like this. And then let me show you all the parts laid out before you. And you can see you're going to get a lot of your accessories. There's some scale detail. This one has minor accessories around it. You're not really putting on too much. Some of the tanks have a lot, some have a little. All depends on the scale nature of them. But then again, you know, so out of the box you get an IR sensor, you get BBs, because this can also shoot airsoft BBs as well as play IR with any other Heng tank or pretty much any other brand now. Also, the KV-2 now comes with the TK7 board, which you can always check the back of the transmitter. They put the 7.0 sticker on it, but the TK7 is the most updated internal board inside, so it's got better sound, it's got better driving capabilities. There's a whole lot you can do in this transmitter as far as dumbing down the controls to make it really slow and scale for you scale guys. The speaker inside, really loud. We'll show you that when we turned it on. And then they also have like a new smoker. The old system used to be like a pump action smoker, and then the newer one is more like a vaporizer, so the smoke comes out immediately upon turning it on, which is great, and it comes out in more abundance, because that's something with some of the older versions of the Heng tanks. The smoke, sometimes you could barely see it, or it would take a long time for the mechanism to get going. So either way, that's great to see. But again, I've already put this one all together. Minor decals. I only used 2 of them that were on the package there, just for the side and the other side. But all around, it looks phenomenal. And as you can see, the KV-1 I have next to it, you know, they are the same body. One is painted a little lighter, the KV-2, and obviously, just like in real life, they just would change the turrets, you know, on the chassis to, you know, for whatever they were going to use it for. So this would have been more fighter, and this one would have been an artillery tank. Obviously, this one had a big, easy target to hit. That star is like a, you know, like a target on the side. But hey, they made them in abundance back then, so either way, cool to have it here. So let's get it turned on. Some of the features, or well, actually, we'll talk about the features while I have it on the table. So again, you get your tank figure, and for you customizers, you're gonna wanna paint him up. You know, he's pretty standard. There's only a couple that come. But taking a look at the top, you do have some openable features on this Heng tank, which is cool. So you have your top hatch, which is gonna open up, and this one is gonna house, that's gonna be where your IR sensor would go. So there's a little plug in the top there. They do have this awesome back hatch, which I found out is, you know, there's really no reason to go in there. You could store stuff in there if you want. Maybe you put your extra BBs in a bag, you can put them in there, but that doesn't really do anything, but it's just cool that it's, you know, you could get access, I guess, if you needed access into there. That would be great. And then in the front, you have another hatch here, and this is gonna be where your on-off switch lives. So that's in the front hatch here. And you should pretty much be able to get access to it in almost every scenario, except if the turret, if you turned it off and the turret was facing here. That's that. And then the last one, actually on top, I recently found, I was looking for it, but this is where you load your BBs. This is like a swivel, a little swivel top is on top, and that's where you're going to load your pellets if you want to shoot the airsoft BBs. So I didn't even, I was looking for that. I thought it was going to be in the back hatch. When I initially opened it, found out it's there. So that's cool. Now, as far as the details, I could show you just some clips here. Really, the only things you're putting on, there's a few bits on the top, like exhaust vents, it looks like. There's a couple bars on the side, like ladder steps. There's a machine gun, and then you do have some rope and like a link to go around the front, same as the KV-2 had. And if you notice, you will notice in the instructions, since they are similar tanks, the one book has both the KV-1 and the KV-2 within it. So just make sure whenever you look, you'll just separate the two tanks. Just, go with the one that looks like the KV-2, obviously, when you're in there. And then they just have some hooks on the back, and all around, though, looks really good. Now, this is the upgrade version, so this doesn't have the metal treads. So I like the professional version comes with the all metal. We've shown those in other videos. So all metal road wheels, all metal treads. If you really want to bash it, it's a lot heavier. But the upgraded version looks the best out of the box because in real life the treads would have been black, not pure silver or whatever. So it always looks nicer, and they're painted when you get them in the upgrade version. So there's a give and take with those. But either way, it looks great. So now let's get it turned on. I'll move this stuff out of the way. And then we will turn on our transmitter first. So again, once transmitter's on, then we could just turn on the on switch inside, and you'll see that we have you should have flashing lights. So that means the tank is, so you're getting power in there, and the battery goes in a hatch underneath. All you do is use a screw to take it out, and you plug in your LiPo battery. I can show you that after we turn it on. But I've got it here. Lights are flashing. Now what you're going to do is press the lock button on the transmitter, and you're going to hear it power up. And right away, the smoke, you see almost immediate coming out, and it comes out in abundance, which is cool. So now it's armed and ready. And then when you steer it, the left stick is going to traverse your turret, and it almost does 360, but not quite. And then up and down moves the boom up and down. And then the right stick is going to be all your driving functions. So you can yaw, left and right, forward, back, and you can go. It's also got proportional steering and driving. So the less you push on the 6, the more scale and slow it'll go. So you can really drive it slow, and you can do that as well with the turret up top. Now for volume, you push the volume button. You can bring it down, so now you can hear me better without the volume. The smoke unit can be turned on and off. I could shut it off, and it immediately turns off, and you could hear the mechanism inside stop. Now you get some function buttons at the bottom, and that's where you're going to want to check out the transmitter manual. So this is big. I'm not going to go over everything, but with these 2 function buttons and a combination of stick movements, you're going to be able to basically change the speed on everything. So if you want the turret, so right now this would be probably max speed the way the turret moves when I bang the stick. But it's proportional, so if I move a little bit, you can see the turret will spin slower. You could set it so that the turret spins slow when you bang the stick, so you can never drive out of scale. So you can really take the time to fine tune it, which is kind of awesome and something you weren't able to do on older boards. You do have some lights, so obviously you have your front headlights, but we have machine guns, so the machine gun will fire on the front, and you get the machine gun sound when you push one button, and then when you push both of them together, not only do you get to shoot the BB, but you get recoil of the tank, and you also get the boom recoil, which certain tanks, not every tank has that feature in the Heng lineup, but I thought that was really cool that's available there. So as far as everything else though, you do get some smoke oil. So this is the oil that's going to obviously get into the smoker, and the way you access that on any Heng tank, you always want to look where the smoke is coming out. This one happens to be in the back. There's like a little rubber tube, so what you would do is put a little drop, fill your dropper up, stick the dropper inside this nozzle, and then you want to put that up there, and then you're going to push a little bit in. A little goes a long way. You don't want to over flood it, but that's if you see the smoke coming out less and less, that's when you got to fill it, and that's how that's accomplished, and it's pretty simple. As I said, your BBs are going to go in that top, in the slider hatch, so we can do that outside. And then lastly, you do get some sets of extra tracks track links. So sometimes, you know, if you break one, you can replace one, or you want to loosen or tighten your treads, they give you a couple extras, and every Heng tank does that as well. But that'll do it for here in the studio, so let's just take it outside and give it a run, and then we'll wrap this video up. KV-2 is a lot of fun outside. Drives really well, just like most of the Heng tanks. You could drive it at a scale. It's pretty quick. Now with the upgrade versions like this one, you don't want to do heavy bashing because you got the plastic treads, you got plastic road wheels. This is better on floors, maybe concrete. I wouldn't go take it through heavy rocks and things like that. You'll probably break it, but if you plan on doing something like that, that's when you want to go up to a professional version. Get yourself the metal road wheels. You can always upgrade it too. You can make those changes yourself very easily. But overall, it looks the part. I mean, it's a gorgeous, I like the tanks that are a little ugly, because it is kind of ugly, but ugly in the best way. Really cool addition to anyone who, obviously, you love your World War II. And these tanks, like I always say, they're not only fun to play with, but they look great. You know, they're great to model, they're great to weather. If you're a painter, you could bring out more detail in this tank with your own paints, airbrushes. Maybe you grab some Benchcraft airbrushes and do it yourself. But either way, just as is out of the box, you can put this on the shelf and it's going to display like a static model. But the fact that you could turn it on, get smoke, shoot pellets, play IR with other tanks, like there's so much you can do with these things, and overall that's what makes them great at the price point. You know, you're not going to find RC tanks with better quality and scale at this price point on the market than something from Heng. So that'll do it for us here in the studio with the KV-2 guys. Look out for more tank videos, car videos, plane videos, helicopter videos. We do it all here at Motion RC, and we thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, like button if you haven't liked it already, and check the links to this product and all the tanks in the description down below. Leave any questions you got in the comment section. We'll see you next time at Motion RC.